welcome to Heart of the Home. I'm Chef John Maxwell, and we're here in Meadow Hall at Meadow Event Park in Doswell, Virginia, where we get a chance to play with great Virginia food every week. This is a gorgeous time. August is such a wonderful month for the garden, so we're going to be doing something special. We're going to make a smoked tomato salsa for an asparagus, for a cold asparagus dish. So it is full of big flavors. The first thing we got to do is prep our tomatoes. I'm going to core it, all right, and then make a little slice, an X, through the skin on the bottom side. Now we're going to take these. The water's boiling really good. A little bit of salted water, right, and in this goes. All right, now it's been 1 minute exactly, and I'm going to take these tomatoes out and put them down into ice water to stop the cooking process, because we don't want to cook these tomatoes. All we want to do is loosen the skin enough to be able to get the skin off. And you can see how much fat, how good this loosens the skin so that the skin comes off. And we still have a very good texture to the tomato. And what I'm going to do now is cut these tomatoes in half across the wide side. Right? And now squeeze out the seeds, because I don't want them in my salsa. All right, I'll put that down there. And right down there. I'm going to take the tomatoes, turn them upside down, cut side down on this rack, and I'm going to start getting this hot. Now I've got these rosemary twigs. This is from my garden out in front of my house. Nice and heavy woody stems, but you can use any kind of smoking device. You can use wood chips, you can use anything. I like to smoke them with herbs, and rosemary has a nice woody stem that'll smoke really nice. I'm going to throw a little leaf in there too, so that it gets oil and it's hot. I soaked them so that they wouldn't catch fire. Close that over, and now we're going to wait for that to begin to smoke. All right? And when we've got a good smoke generated, we're going to put those tomatoes in over that to let them catch some of the smoke. Okay, looks like it's starting to roll now, so in we're going to go. Now I've got them up high, away from the heat source. Now I'm going to close those over, and they're going to take about 5 or 6 minutes in there to get really good smoke. And with that distance away from the fire source, they should still be firm when I take them out. And there we go, and you can see that the tomatoes have not cooked, right, significantly. All right, I'm just going to take them out. All right, they're hot, they're smoky. You can smell that rosemary. All right. Okay, I'm going to put this back on so we don't get a room full of smoke. All right. So now I'm going to cut these tomatoes into a bit of a dice. It does not have to be uniform, doesn't have to be tiny. This is going to be a salsa, and they're hot, so they're going to be weeping a little bit of liquid. So now I'm going to bring this over, right, throw the tomatoes in. Right. And now I'm going to add some yellow pepper for color and a little bit of sharpness. Right. Some diced onion for bulk and a little bit of acid. A little bit more onion. All right. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this sauce. I made the sauce with apple cider vinegar and honey. Just going to add that in there. Just a little bit of it. And now I'm going to mince up a little bit of herbs. You can use any herbs you want in here. I've got some marjoram, Then I'm going to use, and some tarragon. And of course we got the rosemary. And I'm not going to chop them up small. These are small herbs anyway. I'm just going to toss them into the salsa. Now a little bit of rosemary. Rosemary, make sure you don't use dry rosemary. Make sure it's good and fresh rosemary, because these are like needles if you get the dry. You can use dried herbs for most things, but not rosemary. All right, and a little bit of marjoram here. And again, you can use any kind of fresh herbs you want. Basil is a good ingredient for this. All right, so we've got all of that there. And I'm just going to toss this up. So there we go. Now I'm going to take these asparagus, which I blanched. I took a regular asparagus spear, peeled it with a vegetable peeler, dropped it down in the water the same way I did the tomatoes for 1 minute, and pulled them out and put them in ice water. And so they're cooked. They've got that nice little color, right? The graded color coming down. And now this is a nice plate of cold asparagus. And I'm going to put a little bit of this salsa over the top of it. And maybe I'll use a little bit of marjoram over the top of it. And there we go, smoked tomato salsa on asparagus. So join us next week on Heart of the Home, where we get to play with great Virginia food.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com, as well as on Chef Maxwell's website at chefjohnmaxwell.com.